today. From FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Alex Smith and the Washington football team taking on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they're hitting their stride of late, winners of 3 of their last 4.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
To kick off for Washington.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Out now comes Russell Wilson in season number 9, 6-time Pro Bowler, as he gets set to lead this Seahawks offense.
Just 3 weeks of games left in the NFL regular season. What's it going to take for him to win the MVP? What's it going to take?
Whatever it is, if he wants to strengthen that candidacy, no time like the present.
Yeah, and let me tell you what I think. Not only does he have to play the clean game, no picks, things of that nature, he has to have at least one significant play that we'll talk about all next week. That'll really give him a higher profile.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
First down, Seattle.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Carson. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
To Chris Carson.
The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. 12 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they do.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot. They'll be led out by a man making a remarkable return to the football field. It is Alex Smith.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing one interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. After the interception, here's Smith. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Throwing is Smith. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Incomplete. Brings up third down and 20.
Smith throwing again. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. Fourth down.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on third and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you. And in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
Now it's Smith. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On first down, Smith. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there at 22.
At the 9-yard line.
Here's Smith. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Jeremy Sprinkle, his first touchdown on the year. And Washington has taken a first quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point.
NFL Madden Week Season 1 82020 games and highlights coming up next of Week 1-5.
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback.
At their own 20.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. A quick target here, complete to Metcalf.
Wilson.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Gain of 15. First down, Seahawks.
Here's Carson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41.
Carson.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
At the 41. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the shotgun, Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end.
Wilson's pass.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Carson. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage.
Jonathan Allen on the tackle.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
Mike 54. Mike 54. Cut.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Oh, Thomas unable to reel that one in, but it'll be 2nd down.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Let's go. You tighten up. Let's go. You tighten up. Mike 54.
Throwing again. Smith. Now he's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Week 1-5 NFL 2020 matchup: New England Patriots 6-7 Miami Dolphins 8-5 coming up next.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Stay with your man. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Man, that's trash.
Smith. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Jaron Reed in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Finding room inside the 40. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 33. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Logan Thomas, his 6th touchdown of the season. And Washington going to add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, Relax a little bit and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. It's good to make it 14-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
To kick off for Washington.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath. Settle down and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score. Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this returnable for Sims. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make? Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. But Washington looked to get this one back, and indeed they did. They will still have possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
Smith's pass.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Back to throw, Smith. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
They snap it to Smith. And he comes back with one complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside. inside the 25. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Throwing again is Smith. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Recovered by Seattle.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he lost the football. And does Washington have it? They do.
Wilson's pass complete.
These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free. Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellows in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. Following the fumble recovery, Wilson. That one going to be complete to David Moore. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson, he lets it fly from... And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. And that one makes it 14-7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And able to get this out to the 25.
Week 15 NFL 2020 matchup coming up next. Chicago Bears 6-7, Minnesota Vikings 6-7.
Take over here. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
3-yard line.
Smith now to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Smith on 1st down. Over the middle, it's It's Thomas. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
4 yards. That's another Washington first down.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this from 37. Hopkins' kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
17. Seahawks 7.
So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And this carries into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game.
Week 15 NFL 2020 matchup coming up next. Kansas City Chiefs 1-1, New Orleans Saints 1-3.
Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's the Niners who have the lead as those two teams play the second quarter. Kendrick Bourne, a touchdown reception. From there, we head north to Minnesota. Check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they trail the visiting Chicago Bears. David Montgomery, 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Houston Texans. The veteran, Phillip Rivers, with a couple of touchdown passes there. In the game you're watching, it's been the veteran, Alex Smith, with a strong first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. Danny Johnson returning. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Takes over first and 10 at their own 26.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
And he'll complete this to Gibson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. To the air again, Smith. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me,
and he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Carlos Dunlap. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and now it's 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 16.
To throw is Smith. That is caught at the 7. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Goal at the 6-yard line.
Now Smith to the goal line, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Right there. 54, right there.
Again, Smith. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with touchdown number 12 on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback.
25-yard line.
Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. Creeping up on 1,000, could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively, maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage the quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You've got an opportunity to catch passes now too.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat and mouse game. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 47-yard line.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. And he's taken down inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 20.
To throw again is Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Wilson will throw again. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Over the middle, open is Thomas. And they work this out past the 25.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
To throw again, Smith. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
A gain of 9.
To throw again on second down. Smith looking left side. He's got it complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Let's go, defense.
Smith throwing again. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Here's Smith. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Logan Thomas with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team. Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for. And remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore.
Wilson's pass.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
At the 42-yard line.
Throwing again here, Wilson. And this a quick slant to Lockett. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple more times to give them a chance.
And it's caught.
The 2-point attempt.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On first down, Smith throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Thomas, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First and 10 at the
Smith.
6-yard line.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Carlos Dunlap make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Smith on 3rd down. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
At the 9-yard line.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Back to throw, Smith. This is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal.
A gain of 8 brings up 2nd and goal.
Throwing now, Smith.
2-yard line.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Jeremy Sprinkle with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And Washington going to add on to their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. On first down, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 35.
Intercepted.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now it's Smith. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Smith going to throw it. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Slings this deep from McLaurin. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Lofting one in there. That's complete to Thomas. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Again, Smith. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Washington, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they'll have another home date next week as the Carolina Panthers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Week 1-5 Seattle Seahawks 1-3 Washington Football Team 4-5 Final.